Hello, everyone. The lesson we're going over right now is out for drinks. So we're gonna talk about getting some alcohol. Maybe it's Friday or Saturday night, and you want to let loose a little bit. So let's start from the top here with our question. Now, when I think of going to a pub or a bar or a club, I think of kind of a very casual atmosphere. So I'm not expecting the bartender to ask me, "What would you like?" Not in a very formal way, because in a bar, it's very casual. You're just there to kind of relax. So that's gonna this question, what can I get for you? It's just kind of friendly, it's very casual, it's very laid back, it's not too formal. So what can I get for you? That is the bartender asking you, what do you want to drink? So pick your poison, which is that's an expression which means, pick your alcohol. What alcohol do you want? Now you can answer, and there's different ways to answer this, and you can see this in communication variations, but I'm just gonna stick with I'd like and we will extend the answer a bit with the conjunction and. So I'd like so I'm gonna start here on the top here. I've got a shot of or two shots of. So a shot, that's going to be a small glass that you pour a liquor in. Um, so I'm a tequila, that is a liquor that I used to drink a long time ago. I don't do it anymore. So you could say I'd like, we've already got here, so I'd like a shot of tequila. I'd like a shot of tequila. And that's you would answer the question. You're getting a shot of tequila for yourself. Now if you're gonna order two shots, we gotta take away the and we want to put the word two and then make sure you put the S at the end of shot. So I'd like two shots of tequila. Okay, so we've got that out of the way. Shots. Next is a bottle of, or two bottles of. So this is going to be more beer, since of course beer will come in a bottle. Again, it's the same pattern. What can I get for you? I'd like a bottle of beer. I'd like a bottle of beer. I'd like two bottles of beer. Now we've also got a pitcher of, and we don't have two pitchers of. I'm just going to use just a pitcher. So a pitcher, that's a larger container to pour beer in, and you share the beer with all of your friends. So what can I get for you? I'd like a pitcher of beer. I'd like a pitcher of beer. If you want to get two, just say, I'd like two pitchers. Make sure you put the S at the end of pitcher. I'd like two pitchers of beer. Right here, a single and a double. These are related to like a whiskey or a scotch. Um, so in this case, when we say a single, that's going to be like a shot of whiskey just poured into a glass and you just kind of sip on it. I'd like a single whiskey. I'd like a single whiskey. Now you can also get a double, which is going to be two shots of whiskey in a glass. So in that case, you would say, I'd like a double whiskey. Now you can get really fancy with the terms with whiskey. You can say, for instance, I'd like a double whiskey on the rocks, which means you put ice in it, or I'd like a double whiskey straight. or I'd like a double whiskey neat. We will go over those in the lesson wrap up, so we'll do some of the fancy stuff in the lesson wrap up. So let me go ahead and erase this. And now we've got cocktails, mixed drinks. Mixed drinks that's going to be stuff like gin and tonic, tonic, gin, just kind of mixed together. Rum and Coke, I would consider that a mixed drink. Cocktails, it's going to be like a Bloody Mary, a margarita. Um, but I mean, some people just say these can be a little confusing, but yeah, some people may say that gin and tonic is a cocktail. To me, it's just more of a mixed drink. But anyways, let's move on. What can I get for you? I'd like a Bloody Mary. I'd like a Bloody Mary. If you want rum and Coke, I'd like a rum and Coke. I'd like a whiskey and Coke. I'd like a margarita. So different ways that you can answer this. Now I want to make this sentence a little lengthier. And of course, if we want to express a complete idea, we just use the conjunction and. So I can say I'd like a Bloody Mary and let's say 2 shots of tequila. I'd like a Bloody Mary and 2 shots of tequila. We can change this a bit. I'd like a pitcher of beer and 2 shots of tequila. So many different ways in which you can make this sentence. If you want to order more, just put a comma here, erase and. I'd like a pitcher of beer, 2 shots of tequila, and White Russian. So if you want to make your answer really long, if you're ordering drinks for a lot of friends, you can extend that sentence. So now we are going to move on to the next part of our lesson. Okay, everybody, we are now continuing on with our lesson for drinks. So the next part of our conversation we have, would you like anything else? So we're asking for anything additional in the bar on top of the order you just had. So let's just say you've ordered a pitcher of beer and the bartender asks you, would you like anything else? I think it's going to be more common for the bartender to ask you anything else. Because again, a bar or a pub, it's kind of a casual atmosphere. And more than likely, I also want to say that they may not even ask you this because your order might just be, they may not even ask you if you want anything else. But nonetheless, it's still very important to kind of know this expression because it's asking if you want more. Now in that case, you can say, yes, I'll take, and then specify your order. So, or you can say, I'll have, or I want, anything. Look, you can look at your variations, and look up different expressions. So, yes, I'll take, you can add anything here. I'll take, gin and tonic. Yes, I'll take a gin and tonic as well. You can also use 2 because we are adding on more. That's why we are using these 2 expressions. Would you like anything else? Maybe you want a bottle of beer. Yes, I'll take a bottle of beer as well. Or maybe a double whiskey. Yes, I'll take a double whiskey as well. Maybe you want some shots of tequila. Maybe you want 6 shots of tequila. Yes, I'll take 6 shots of tequila as well. You know, if you have a bunch of friends with you. Now, if they do ask you this and you don't want anything else, no, that's all. So this is a phrase we've already gone over. It means I'm finished. And then be sure to add thank you. Just be polite. Um, Now, the next thing that they are going to ask you, the bartender, would you like to start a tab or pay now? So, start a tab, you give your bank card to the bartender and they keep track of your purchases for the night, or you can just pay in that moment, pay now, and that way you don't have to give your card to the bartender and risk it getting lost or people using your card in the bar to buy drinks. That's happened before to me, and it's not fun. So I usually pay now. So I'm going to use my example. Would you like to start a tab or pay now? Me, I say I'd like to pay now. I'd like to pay now. Now I'm going to go back to this here. The bartender, again, I keep stressing this, bars tend to be casual places, so people are going to talk very casually. So the bartender may just ask you, start a tab or pay now. They may not even bother saying this. Start a tab or pay now. And this right here, optional. You can say, you can just say, me, I would say pay now. Start a tab or pay now. Me, pay now. And then the last question they will ask you, if you are getting a tab, they're going to ask you your name and they're going to say, may I have your name? May I have your name? And just state your name. My name is Joe, so may I have your name? Joe. That's it. So that is going to conclude this lesson for Out for Drinks. It's again, this stuff is pretty straightforward, just like eating out or getting a coffee. Typically, it follows the same patterns, but you can look in your communication variations and change the conversation as you feel comfortable with. So I'm going to conclude the lesson now, and I will see you during the lesson wrap up.